Hey, everybody. It's Nicole Ashley with Cupcakes, Cocktails, and Conversation. And today we're talking about red flags. Hey, guys, I got my drink here, my red flag cocktail that I made earlier. It's nice and spicy. Got that spicy tequila going. Real lovely. So, red flags. So I've seen all over Twitter and Instagram. People have been putting the red flags up, red flags, red flags. And I was like, what the heck are these red flags for? Because, of course, I'm 38 and slow and not hip to anything that's going on. And come to find out, people are putting like, these are the red flags. But truth be told, we all deal with red flags. We deal with them all the time. We deal with it in dating and relationships, at a job, anywhere. But the question is like, what are we doing about them? Let's start by saying, like, first of all, let me talk about this red flag. So back when I was like 20, about 20 years old, I was dating this guy. We was together actually for 3 years. And he sent up this big red flag. You couldn't tell me that this man was single. He's been in my house. I was living with my mom, my parents at the time. He apparently was living with his mom. That's what he said. But I was like, why can't I go to your house? Like, why can't I come visit? Like, I pick you up from outside your house, but like, why is it that I can't see where you live? And he would say, try to explain to me how his mom is. And he said that his mom don't like nobody. And that's just the bottom line. My mom don't like anybody. She only likes my son's mother, and that's who she wants me to be with. And just to not deal with it, I don't want nobody to meet my mom. And I was calling BS. I was like, this man is so full of it. And then he proved me to be wrong and him right. One day we went to a barbecue. He's like, you know what, forget it. My sister's having a barbecue. Come on over. Go to the barbecue. I was like, all right. I've met his sisters before. Niece, nephews, they super cool. Been over their house a billion times. Baby mama come around. Acting a fool. He tries to introduce me to his mother. His mother walked away, went in the house. I said, oh, he was for real. The red flag that I thought it was, which was, he was in a relationship and that's why I didn't see where he lived. Oh, that wasn't the red flag. The red flag was that his mama is a problem. The red flag was run away. I didn't run away. I stayed with him for 3 years and we're still friends. But his mama's a problem. She ain't never going to accept you. She is stuck in the past for some daggone reason and you got to go. But at 20 years old, you just live and let live and you just keep it moving, right? What else? Some other red flags that I've seen. If you show me that you have like zero ambition, you have no desire to get better, do anything, I'm going to head for the hills. That is something I feel like you cannot fix. And the problem is people will see a red flag like that and like, oh, I can fix him or her. And then 20 years down the line, this person is the same person that they were 20 years ago, and you are complaining now. And you shouldn't really be complaining because truth of the matter is they showed you exactly who they was from the beginning. And that's the biggest thing. People will show you exactly who they are in the beginning. It's just a matter if you're going to believe it or not. Or are you going to listen to it? Or are you going to be surprised later on and be like, dang it, they told me exactly who they were in the beginning and I didn't listen. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some red flags that you will see and they're workable. You can work through them. There are things that you can get over because guess what? You're giving off red flags too. You don't want to be just dismissed because of things that can be worked around, worked with, or worked through. So you can kind of float through some of those things. But some red flags that I have looked up on the internet was this one says, he told me he was widely in love with me, got my name wrong all night, set fire to his vintage real fur coat he inherited from his nan after finding out I was a vegetarian. This was all on the first date. And yes, I did carry on dating him for weeks after that. Now, what kind of crazy stuff is that? First of all, dude is obviously crazy. Okay. Because he told you he was in love with you on the first date. He don't even know you. Since he don't know you, why? Don't tell me you don't love me because you don't even like me. How about that? So I feel like if somebody's overly aggressive and overly forward in the beginning, run for the hills. If somebody's overly closed off from the beginning, run for the hills. They waving the red flag at you and telling you that that ain't all there. I had one person that overly shared that I dated once. He shared everything, and I knew too much too soon. I probably should have ran for the hills then too, but that's neither here nor there. That's a story for another day anyway. Let's see what else we got. So this one says, on the first day he came to a movie late and tipsy. You gotta get drunk to come on a first date with me. You can't possibly function without being drunk first to go on a first date with me. That sounds absolutely ridiculous. And I'm not going to be dating somebody that I gotta take to AA in a few weeks. So he started eating peanut M&Ms, but only the chocolate. Well, why didn't you just get chocolate M&Ms, like the M&Ms? And then was spitting out the peanuts into the audience. In what world do you do that, nasty? He probably one of the people who got COVID too, because he's nasty. Probably don't wash his hands, probably coughing all over the place, just doing all types of nasty stuff. But on a more serious note, some of the things that I've seen or heard, like just in my friends dating and things of that nature, a lot of it has to do with like, if I've never seen where you lived, if I can't see your place, if you meet my family and I can't meet yours, if I'm open to all these things and that you're closed, that's a red flag. There's something going on. There's something underlying that you really have to think about and consider when dating this person. You have to figure out what it is that they are hiding. Are they ashamed of something? What is going on that you can't see all parts of them? So there's something missing. Now that doesn't mean that you go ahead and go digging. You start looking through their phone and doing, because now you're setting up a red flag that you might be a little crazy and hostile, and they don't really want to deal with you either. But it's problematic. It's problematic if I'm starting a relationship and I'm putting on all the work and you're doing minimum. If I'm the only one texting you and you're not texting back, or matter of fact, that show that was on Netflix called Clickbait. These women thought they was in a relationship with this man that they have never seen on video chat. So you're in a long distance relationship. You've never video chatted with this person. You've heard their voice, but once again, you never video chatted. Like, I need to see you live. We're not just going to text and hear your voice on the phone. I don't know who exactly I'm dealing with. You could be catfishing me, which apparently, that's what was going on. Spoiler alert in the show. But like, how can you be in love with someone that you've never even seen in motion? How is that a possibility? Do you not seem that to be problematic? If this person does not take you out in public, there's a reason for it. Like, they just don't like being in the house. Like, we can't go to the mall. We can't hold hands. We can't go to the movies together. You only take me out in the dark. You only take me out when we go, on a trip. Like, I can't be public. That tells me that there are people in your life that are close by that you do not want me to see, or them to see with me, with you, right? These are red flags. If a person, if you meet them, they have a job, and then somehow, stuff happens, they lose their job, right? But day in and day out, for months, they're not even attempting to find a job. Something tells me there's something up. That don't necessarily mean they're lazy, but it definitely tells me there's something up. And you have to decide, is that the person that you want to be with? On the other end, there are the people that spontaneously yell and scream, and they react, and they're very reactive, and then like, oh, I'm sorry, you know what, you just caught me off guard. But if they're consistently doing that, and they're consistently being that person that is snapping, where does that go? That snapping and that yelling can escalate to more physical, and that goes for men and women, and especially with the women that do that, that are, they try their hand, and they gonna yell at you one time, they're gonna curse at you one time and see how you react, and then they gonna poke and see how you react, and then they might throw something at you, see how you react. Then they smacking you upside the head, sir, and you wonder why you got a 5'1" little bully on your hands, because she told you who she was in the beginning, and she was a firecracker. She said now all the red flags, and now you don't know how to leave, because she gonna slash your tires. You're not going nowhere. You're already stuck. You stuck like Chuck, and that is just the bottom line. You're not going nowhere at this point in your life. So you just gonna have to deal with it. You're gonna have to deal with it, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I looked at this psychology page about red flags, right? And here's some of the things they say you should look for. If you feel on edge around the person, but you still want them to like you, you're putting yourself in a bad situation when you're doing that. If your gut feeling is usually going to be the right feeling. If this person makes you uncomfortable, you probably should leave at that point. You shouldn't stick around and deal with things of that nature. If they're withholding information from you and they're not sharing, and that's something that you want somebody that's going to share, do not allow that to keep going and fester on forever. Okay? That's not the kind of things that you want in your life. So don't stick with it. Another red flag is lies and excuses. A liar is going to be a liar, is going to be a liar, is going to be a liar. Liars don't stop lying. They're compulsive. They can't help themselves. They find reasons to lie. It's what they do. They enjoy it. They make sport of it. It is one of their favorite pastimes. It's one of their favorite pastimes. So a liar is a liar is a liar. And even if they can help themselves, it's like, how long are they gonna help themselves? Somebody that has a savior complex. A savior is a savior is a savior. They're gonna try to save you no matter what you do. They're always gonna be there trying to save you. And if that's not what you want, you need to kind of move on from that. Somebody that's addicted to social media. If you sitting at dinner, especially on a first or second date, and this person is constantly in their phone, you need to take that as a red flag and understand what is happening. Okay, this person cares more about what's going on in the little screen than they do what's happening right in front of you, and that's just going to put you in a place that you don't want to be for the rest of your life. It's going to put you in a hamster wheel of stuck that you don't want to be in. But it seems like we have a tendency to ignore things when we see something that we like. We want things to be right. We want things to be real. So we ignore the red flags. We ignore the habits that we may not actually like and want in our lives. And we decide, you know what, I can deal with it for now. This is something that is okay. I don't mind it. It doesn't really make a difference to me. They'll change, or, I can handle it. But what if you can't? What if you can't handle what they are putting out to you? What then do you do? Do you stay with that person? Do you try to fix that person? I mean, I don't know. I feel that you only give somebody a certain amount of time, and that's it, to prove you otherwise. And you just kind of figure out, what is your next step? What are you going to do? Is this person a manipulator? Are you a manipulator? Key is, if you see some major red flags, it is time for you to stop. It's time to stop dating that person. Stop seeing that person. It is time to kind of just move on with what you got going on. Okay, because these are the things, I'm like, there's certain habits like I don't like. If I was dating a guy, I'm married, but if I was dating a guy and he was showing me that like he had to play, video games all day, like I'm good. I'm good with your video games. I'm good with you consistently going to the bar every week. If you got to be at every Thirsty Thursday, you can keep your Thirsty Thursday self somewhere else because you're not for me. You're not a match for me. I'm good to go. Okay. If I see that you always hide your phone and this, that, and third, and I can't ever see what's going on, not that I want to, but you are purposely. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good to go. I'm good to go. Bye, 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 bye. Don't really need that in my life. It's not something that I'm willing to deal with. But I'm gonna leave you with this 24 relationship red flags you should never ignore. Number one, they can't stop telling you how perfect you are. Nobody needs to hear all that in their life. Okay. No, I don't care if you say I'm the best thing since sliced bread. First of all, you're lying. I am not the best thing sliced bread. Hey, you doing, Mr. Hathaway? Okay, I don't need that. Over complimenting me is not going to win me over at all. Let's see. Number two, their sex drive is much higher or lower than yours. You need somebody who's gonna match your style anyway. You don't need somebody if you're not on that high sex drive. You don't need somebody trying to hump your leg every 5 seconds. That is unnecessary. Tell them to get away from you. If you don't want somebody that is way lower, if you have a need to have sex and this person is not going to be able to give it to you, you're going to go search somewhere else anyway. So you might as well just, either get on board or go away. Number three, they push your physical boundaries in an innocent way. Oh gosh, like if they don't stop tickling you and you tell them not to, pretty much if they's an asshole and they just keep touching you and doing stuff, I'm like, oh, I'm not poking you up. First of all, grow up and I don't need to be around you. So let them people go. They rush a new relationship forward too quickly. Now, everybody's definition of too quickly is different. So that really depends on what your speed is but if it's somebody who, once again, says I love you on the first date, you don't even know me and I need you to go away and get out of my face. Number five, they try to drive a wedge between you, your family, and friends. Anybody who can't accept my family and friends as they are and vice versa is not the person for me. My family is a big part of my life. So therefore, we're going to rock together. If you ain't got to be friends with them and I don't want to be friends with yours because when I break up with you, I'm not breaking up with your family too. That's actually for too much work. I just want to break up with you clean and then that's it, and vice versa. But if they're trying to isolate you, that leads to controlling, that leads to abuse, that leads to a whole bunch of different things. And they want you to be solely dependent upon them. So run for the hills. Number 6. Yes, they are. Number 6, they roll their eyes at you. First of all, don't be rolling your eyes at me with your attitude. Now, I can roll my eyes at you, but I don't want you rolling your eyes at me now. Number 7, they describe all their exes as crazy. If they only date crazy people, there is something wrong with them. They are attracted to the nutcases, and they probably got a couple of screws loose themselves. Number 8, they call you names in an argument. That can be, that's looked at as disrespectful. I'm probably guilty of that. That's why I don't like to get into serious arguments because I'm going to try to hit, every belt that I can. I don't fight clean, but that's, what therapy is for. But if they sit there and they want to degrade you every time you get into an argument or a disagreement, then that's not what we need. You don't need that kind of relationship because it's going to lead to, once again, a lot of verbal abuse, which can lead also to emotional trauma and things of that nature. Number 9, big one. They have no work ethic. Say no more. They have no work ethic. A person with no work ethic is a person that is useless. Number 10, they're cruel to their parents. How you treat your parents is how you're going to treat me later on in life. There's no way in the world I want to be with somebody who has no respect for their parent, who talks down to them. They're not kind to them, doesn't help them. Like that shows what you care about your elders and what you're gonna do with me later on in life. Number 11, their attitude changes at a dime. That just tells me you bipolar. Number 12, they're on a different sleep schedule than you. That's not a big deal because people work different shifts. It's not that serious. Number 13, they're secretive about little things. That's a big deal. If they could be secretive about something so small, that means they're hiding big things. The same thing is if you can lie about something so small, you will lie about anything. They say if you lie, you can steal, you can kill. 14, they cheated on their last partner with you. Now you should just mind your business. Self.com, that ain't none of your business how we got here. In people business. Sometimes it works out. There's people who have very lucrative relationships that way. But at least they say how you get them is how you lose them. Number 15, they demand your phone, email, and social media passwords. That is none of your business. I am welcome. You can have them. I have nothing to hide, but that sounds like some controlling stuff, and nobody needs that. Number 16, they guilt trip you every chance they get. Number 17, they have different financial values than you and refuse to do anything about it. Being equally yoked is important. So there's nothing more to be said there. Number 18, they make you feel stupid. Once again, that goes into that verbal abuse. And no one needs that verbal abuse in their life. Number 19, they make fun of you during sex. That's just body shaming, making somebody feel little. Number 20, they refuse to make your relationship public, which we all know if you're not public on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and everything, it never happened because that's what they think is important. Number 21, they need constant reassurance. Number 22, they have a different idea than you of what means to be faithful. You have to be on the same page with that. Number 23, they hold you to a double standard. Do as I say, not as I do. And number 24, they're incapable of apologizing. Well, self.com, I agree with most of that. And these are all things that we really need to think about. But I'm going to get off this line. My child has to go to cheerleading. I'm going to finish drinking my little tequila right here. Hopefully you got yours. And I will see y'all next Thursday. It'd be nice if I knew how to end this, but I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, there we go. All right, see y'all later.